All right, welcome to Talk from the Terraces. As you can see, we are not with a full team anymore. And unfortunately, Gavin, aka Casual Sniper, has decided to leave the show for personal reasons. So we wish Gavin, aka Casual Sniper, all the best in his future endeavours. He will be sharing the show on his Twitter and elsewhere. So apart from that, we have Anthony Vivian and Martin Wymo Gardner. So we'll crack straight on, lads. VAR. VAR's been in the news. And I'll come to you first, Anthony. VAR. Harry Redknapp and Terry Butcher have said something needs to be done. And a little bit of a joke is also Anthony Costa, that it used to be in the boy band Blue, has also come out and said something needs to be done about VAR, which is a little bit of a joke. But when you get names like Harry Redknapp and Terry Butcher behind saying something needs to be done about VAR, then hopefully something about VAR should be done, surely.
Yeah, we've said it before. It's forever in the news. It's there's always a gripe about it. There's always topics on it. Match of the day. Super Sunday, whatever you're watching the football on. There's always gripes about it. We've discussed it before, haven't we? It is good for some things. The goal line technology.
Yeah,
I think we all agree on that. But the other stuff, they're pulling on the VAR, and it's like we spoke before. I don't agree with the way they slow it down. It looks completely different. Do you know what I mean? It can look 10 times worse than what it is when we're slowing it down. Also, the people that are watching the fucking VAR screens, they're not they're not a referee.
no.
I think a few people have commented on this, saying they're not referees. They're not qualified to to sort of to referee a football game, if you like.
We're more qualified.
That's it. I mean, people are picking holes in it left, right, and centre. They've just started it in Scotland now, haven't they? He's got to go ahead in Scotland on it now in the Scottish Premiership. So it looks like it could be here to stay. We don't know. But yeah, I think something he's looking at with it. Do you know what I mean? I think he needs to sit down and sort of reassess it, because it is good for some things, but other stuff, it's just ruining the game. You're slowing it down. You don't know what's going on. You're waiting 5 minutes to see if it's a fucking goal. It's you know what I mean? It's ruining the game a little bit, if you ask me.
That's my main problem with it, Anthony, is you are waiting 5 minutes to see if it's a goal. Yeah, now, for me, when the ball hits the back of the net, if the linesman hasn't got his flag up, you should be cheering, celebrating, going mental. But that's taking the passion out of football for me, when you've got to wait for the referee to do the square sign, and all of a sudden it's like, even 5 minutes, I said 10, 15 minutes, which might have been an exaggeration on the last podcast. But even 5 minutes is too long to wait and see, isn't it?
Of course, yeah. The excitement's gone then. You get that fucking daft cheer, 5 minutes later. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember a few years ago, the City in the Champions League with Tottenham, and it was there. And it's, you know what I mean? It just fucking ruins it for me. Do you know what I mean? It just ruins the atmosphere of it and the sort of, do you know what I mean? That initial fucking feeling you get when when your team scores or whatever.
Yeah.
That initial buzz, yeah.
The buzz, yeah. Martin, hopefully names like Harry Redknapp and Terry Butcher that are now saying VAR isn't right. Surely this must give some weight to us, because we know FIFA don't listen to fans. We and the FA, we know that. But when you get heavyweight like Harry Redknapp and Terry Butcher saying, hang on a minute, VAR needs to be looked at. Hopefully, there's some hope, isn't there?
Right. I like football to flow seamlessly, right? We have had this conversation numerous times, right? Even 3 fucking minutes, like almost time to boil an egg, is still fucking too long. You stick that on your timer, 2 minutes on your phone, it's still too long, right? And then, so when you got that initial cheer, that roar, so that the anticipation is what I fucking hate, And then when he does that thingy, and then you all cheer, too late, when that ball screeches in the net and you're all going like that, and then the commentator is going, hold on, VAR are going to look at it. But two things: it's not going nowhere. This is here to stay. This is it's here to stay, right? So, right, when before VAR, and there was a blatant offside or something like that, and you've got 20-odd thousand pounds going, referee, ref, and everyone's getting fucking angry as fuck. So I've got two sides to it. As much as it peeves me to say it, right, it just needs to be more free-flowing and faster, like you say, because I'm sick of that anticipation. It needs to be, the decision needs to be faster.
It needs tweaking.
It needs tweaking. But if there's a goal in it and there's a few places you can climb or you're going to drop, and it's a blatant fucking hell, ref. If it's a blatant offside, a blatant foul, something that's blatant, and he hasn't fucking seen it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, fucking hell, sort it out. So, sorry, I just got a message off Jasper.
That's fine. I can't remember the game. I think it was against Germany, where Lampard scored, and it was so far over the line, it was unbelievable. And yet, it was disallowed. So when you've got stuff like that, yes, we do need VAR. I understand that, but it needs tweaking, it needs speeding up, and hopefully when you get names like Harry Redknapp and Terry Butcher behind it, hopefully the FA will start listening and saying, hang on a minute, yes, we've had VAR now for a while, but it does need to change. Right, so I'll go on to the second topic. Jamie Carragher has said Liverpool are in a lot of trouble. There's massive problems there after their loss against Leeds. Now, I'll come to you first, Mine. I don't really believe this. But surely they're not thinking about replacing Klopp with Steven Gerrard, are they?
No. Well, they're on about fucking Gerrard going for the England job, right? I watched the game, right. Liverpool just aren't the same. Right, when you had Firmino, when you had Salah, Firmino, Mane, right, Henderson, they all had great fucking. Van Dijk, he had a shocker last weekend. I must admit, he was so unlucky with the Leeds game not to score, and same with the Forest game as well, because he's a bullet in the air. But
yeah,
right, I don't think they won't get rid of him. He will get, if anything, like I said last week, he'll get rid of himself. He doesn't like to lose. He does spit his dummy out. Klopp, he really does and he does, but he don't like to be on the losing side. But that's a I don't like to say it about the Scousers. We don't like it, but it's all about pride and things like that. And they're not the team that there was, And at Leeds now are out the bottom three. So you've got to say, well, fair crap to Leeds for getting out the bottom three. I mean, I had a right spat this week. I just put a simple post on the other day. And I had Leeds fans ripping into me and I got thinking oh, that post is going to have to come down. So it came down. I thought, can I spat my fucking dummy out and left the group? I thought, fuck it. Never had a spat in the time I've been on there. Well, that's by the by. And I still think to all you fucking Leeds fans, I still think they'll go down. You know what I mean? But getting back to Liverpool, and Klopp. They're not going to get rid of him. They won't get rid of him. If anything, he'll just say, "I've had enough." Either they're not performing for him, they're not the team they were, and they haven't been the same. The forward lineup since Mane left, they haven't replaced Mane. It's sort of saying Luis Diaz. They haven't replaced him.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my opinion on it, anyway. And he's, in my eyes, Gerrard would be more like he is a Liverpool legend, isn't he? Yeah. I call him Slippy G. That when he slipped that time and that's it, blew it for him. But I think they would worship him back there because he's a Scouser, So I don't know. That could go either way. So I wouldn't want to call that one. Would I want him as England manager? Okay, no.
No. What's your thoughts, Anthony, on is it realistic that his third managerial job would be the Liverpool job?
No, I can't see him go to Liverpool. It's too high profile for him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he's gone to Rangers, but not being funny. Fucking one of us three could go to Scotland at Celtic and Rangers and I'll win a fucking trophy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just I think he needs someone with a bit more experience. I can't see it, but who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Fucking football, it's a funny old game, but I don't think Klopp's going to go just yet. Do you know what I mean? They're having a bad spell. It looks like they're having probably a bad season, but look at him the other week against City. Van Dijk at the back, he had the fucking blinder. Firmino played well. You know what I mean? They all played well. So they could do it. You know what I mean? They can pull it out of the bag when they want.
Yeah.
But then they go on and fucking and have a couple of fucking shockers. Do you know what I mean? Against bottom three clubs, against teams.
Exactly. You would call Leeds and Leeds and Forest shockers.
Yeah. But
then you've also got to realise that Leeds and Forest are not safe, so they're fighting. They're really fighting. So when maybe
a bit of
Forest, you're not playing a team that's in a cushy position. You're playing a team that are in the shit and need to get themselves out of the shit.
Maybe complacency then.
But by the same rule as well, by the same rule, City going and fighting to win the title, and they're not, you know what I mean? So, listen, there's no easy games in the Premier League. You know what I mean? I know, like, we look at, fucking hell, I think Liverpool beat Brentford 8-0. Arsenal have just beaten Forest 5-0. Do you know what I mean? And you will get results like that. You know what I mean? But sometimes, a team that's up there, they can bang a goal in, and everything they fucking hit just flies in. City done it to Forest. You know what I mean? But I don't think there is really any easy games. You know what I mean? These teams that at the bottom that are fighting, teams that can fucking turn up. Mid-table teams that are not even really playing for anything. And they can turn up and fucking. You know what I mean? And make it really awkward for they. Leicester, yesterday we set tactically, they was pretty unlucky, really. You know what I mean? They put it on us in the last 15. Just a fucking brilliant free kick by De Bruyne.
1-0. Yeah.
You know I mean? So
yeah.
I don't think I don't think there's no easy games, but I don't think you can sort of turn up one week and not the next week. Do you know what I mean? It's got to be consistent, and that's what Liverpool have been consistent at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a few, I would say, shockish results in the Premier League. Obviously, Brighton beating Chelsea 4-1. Obviously, Brighton would have loved that because they've give it back to their old manager, haven't they?
Sacked in the morning.
Yeah,
you heard them shouting it.
And Newcastle beat Aston Villa 4-0. But Newcastle, I think, are going to be a force because they've got some dough behind them and they've got a good manager in Eddie Howe behind them as well. So I would look out for that. But just a quick question, and I'll come to you first, Anthony. We sung, when all the cues for the Queen were there, we sung David Beckham's praises for queuing up and not using his celebrity status. And then all of a sudden, this advert comes out that Qatar is a great break. Has he sold out, Anthony?
What was the advert?
The advert is Qatar is a great break, and it's got him in a ship, in a speedboat, just driving round and saying, come to Qatar, it's a great holiday, and it just happens to be before the World Cup. And I just found it a bit.
Well, listen, if they fucking paid me that sort of money, I'd get on a boat and say Qatar's fucking great as well, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how much did he get? How much it did say how much he was getting paid, didn't it?
I'm not sure how much he got paid, but obviously it's he's not.
It wasn't millions. It wasn't millions, but it was over $1 million.
Yeah,
of course you'd do it.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, I'd tell him that their human rights is amazing and the love fucking gays there.
Yeah.
Listen, mate, if you pay me a fucking £1 million, I'd walk down the M62 and say fucking Liverpool's great.
And that,
I don't know, I'm frightened.
And that, well, I don't know about that, Anthony. You might need a bit more.
Yeah, would he be able to go back to Manchester? I don't know.
You might need a little bit.
He'd have to move permanently to Blackpool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come to. I don't know if you've seen. I've just interviewed Gary Clark of Nottingham Forest now for Carlton Town. There's a 3-part series come up on Italia90. It's called The Year That Changed Football. The first episode is on the 31st of October. The second is on the 7th of November. And the third is on the 14th of November. And as I interviewed him earlier, he was saying it was basically it takes you back from 1985 with the Luton Millwall FA Cup match that went off, and and it was really dark days for football and hooliganism, and then the World Cup in 1990. There seemed to be a change. So I'll come to you first, Martin. 1990 for me. I'll just give you my views before I ask you. 1990. First, they picked a banger of a song for New Order, World in Motion, because all the songs before that, all the football songs before that were pretty corny and crap, weren't they? And England wasn't expected to do that well. And then you had, Waddle and Terry Butcher doing the dancing at the end and stuff. Okay, we went out on penalties, but that's England's woe. What do you think changed about Italia90 for England and changed England football?
I spoke to Boats before. I don't know Gary Percy. He was in that Governor's film, wasn't he? Forest, proper Forest lad, same as Paul Scarrett. I don't know when Scarrett died. I met Paul Scarrett. I told you his story before. Paul Scarrett, he was another one. He got nicked at Scotland. Just a quick story, Paul Scarrett. I got put in a cell with him, and I was in for. I got 6 months. It was Scunny at home. No, Blackpool at home. Scunny away, another one. Anyway, I was on the threes. Got banged up with him. We was chatting, swapping football stories, things like that. And I decided to appeal against my sentence. So I went to court. Anyway, I changed my mind because I said you're more likely to get more.
Yeah.
Than get anything knocked off So I've gone back in and fucking Paul's there. He goes, all right, because yeah, and he moved this picture, and he'd almost fucking dug a brick out. I goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? He goes, we're getting out.
I'm off. Yeah.
Well, what do you mean? We're on the fucking threes. You know what I mean? 40-foot fucking drop. He was. I love the bloke to bits. He was a fucking header. Keep an eye. Next minute, that noise of that your spy all going. Screws come bursting in. Took us both down the block. Don't say fuck all. Don't say fuck all. I thought I ain't done fuck all. Won't tell him no. Anyway. with both in bananas, like a blue suit, but with a fucking yellow stripe down your arm, down your leg, 7 screws to the toilet, 7 screws for each meal. Anyway, they took me out of bananas after a week. It just said, yeah, he's got no to fucking do with it, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that's just a little story about a Forest legend. He's dead now, but great fucking bloke. Yeah, a lot of Lincoln went to Italia90. A lot of Lincoln. There's loads of photographs from that 60 to 90s culture. LTE. There was even an airline called LTE Airlines, and they had a flag outside the airport. I don't know if it's Turin or wherever, and our lads nicked it. It's a red one with like a red flag with LTE in white, and we had loads of it. My mate said Turin train station. It said it was fucking mad. And you see what was going on telly, and yeah, they reckon they called it. I mean, it was on the page, front page of the Sun. I'm sure it said the English disease.
That's right.
You know, and that was where the thing came from. Sure as that year, that World Cup, that's where that came from, the English disease. And it was fucking mayhem there. And I'm not going to say it changed the face. And people say that was, I think they were the best days, you know, from the late 70s till about then. That's when it kind of, you know, maybe early 90s. That's when CCTV was really ramped up.
Yeah.
The internet was about then. Fucking mobile phones, everyone had got one, and that's it. It killed that. But yeah, there's loads of footage of it. There's loads of photos, and yeah, I'm glad you. What was the interview for Talk from the Terrace like, or a UK Casuals one with Boatsy?
No, it's a UK Casuals talk to.
Yeah.
Because basically he's involved in that program.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know he is. I've seen. Yeah, I did see a thing on that. Like, that'll be interesting, but it's nothing that anyone hasn't heard before. But from a football lad, every man and his dog that was around from the 70s, late 60s to maybe now is going to be watching that. It'll get viewed by football lads up and down the country.
Right.
Never mind your Corrie and your soaps and that lot. 40 lads, get iron in. You're watching that.
9 p.m. Now I'll come to you, Anthony. What I was born in 76, so that was the worst. That was the first World Cup where I came of age, where I could have a beer and I knew what it was all about. And I could cheer with my mates, and I was with my pals having a party around my mate's house and stuff. And I can even remember Ness and Dormer. And like I've already said to Martin, it was a banging tune, World in Motion. In fact, I was saying to Gary Clark earlier, I'm trying to find the actual thing. You remember the John Barnes rap?
Yeah.
It was actually a go where Peter Beardsley tried to do it.
I've seen it, yeah, I've seen it. Fucking hell.
Can you imagine how different that tune would have been?
Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, fucking hell.
But they say, I mean, the title of the programme is Italia90, the year that changed football. And obviously, the Italian police got it right by sticking the England lads in Sardinia. They got them away from everybody. But when you, and there was Gaz's tears and everything, and even when England came home as losers, you would have thought they had won the World Cup, wouldn't you? The way that we, were celebrating England and the way, we were acting and going on. Because all I remember is Gazza with the fake breast on top of the bus.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Well, I was only 6. I was only 6 in 1990. So it was my first World Cup that I fucking remember, you know what I mean? And it was only, you know what I mean, very fucking vague, you know what I mean, from what I do remember. But even so, I still say World in Motion is definitely the best fucking song we've had, you know what I mean?
Oh.
So yeah, I can't really comment on it, obviously, first hand, you know what I mean? As I was a bit too fucking young really to sort of like see anything before that.
Yeah.
And just going on from there, you know what I mean? So that was really the first sort of tournament that I really remember. And even then, it was only fucking pretty vague, only being 6. But I remember fucking staying up and watching it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was collecting the fucking stickers and all that, then the fucking Pan Am stickers and what have you on, sticking in my fucking. But that's what it was for me. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I just think it's going to be a really interesting 3-part series on Channel 4. As I said, the first one is the 31st of October. Second one is the 7th of November, and the last one is the 14th.
Are you putting World in Motion then ahead of Vindaloo?
Oh,
yeah.
Without a doubt. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I keep having an argument with people about is World in Motion and Football's Coming Home. Now, I know Football's Coming Home was a Euro 96 and World in Motion was World Cup. But for me, World Cup was for me, the best track ever was World in Motion.
Yeah, maybe like as a track, but to me, right, and I've got a debate here. To me, it wasn't a football song. It's more like a track. You know what I mean? I'm on about. It's not a chant, is it? Whereas the other two, I hate fucking Vindaloo. Trust me, like.
Yeah.
But if you've got 50,000 fucking idiots pissed up singing Vindaloo, right? It's got more of a thingy where you makes your hair stand on your head, and the other one.
Or Football's Coming Home.
Football's Coming Home, but World in Motion. It didn't reek to me of a football song. It was more like a shit chart song. I fucking hated it.
Really?
I did, yeah, I've got to say. I fucking couldn't stand it. I've got to be fucking honest.
What's your best? What's your choice? World in Motion or Football's Coming Home? Because to me, Vindaloo's not even in the argument.
Football's Coming Home, and Football's Coming Home. I'd rather fucking sing you're going to get your fucking head kicked in, and that's about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going home in a red and white ambulance.
Yeah.
You know, that's fucking about it. I've still got that late 70s, early 80s mentality. When it went, I can remember Blue, where's the colour? Football at Chelsea's fucking song. It's that was fucking shite.
Yeah.
But I can remember it. You know,
Very
Chelsea.
Chelsea
Very
shy. Yeah. Right. So, I'll come to you, Anthony. I've seen some stuff on social media. Is it where you're with a lot of other lads? It's on TikTok, and I could be wrong here, so please correct me if I am. It's for Terrace Cult.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that, mate, before we finish up.
Yeah. We went and done a bit for Terrace Cult. Obviously, I'm lucky enough to be sponsored by him with boxing, and I do a bit for him. But yeah, we went down. It was myself, Dante from Tottenham, Jordan Spurs, Connor Turney as well, who's a Birmingham fan, and bare knuckle champion. And yeah, it was good. We just went down. We've done a bit of a filming for the advert of an away day, so it was a good laugh, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Whereabouts was that filmed? I've seen the video, but what ground was that?
We went up to Bake Up. We ended up going on a bit of a coach ride, and we stopped at Gig Lane, Better.
Right.
And it was just by chance they agreed to let us in. So they let us in Gig Lane. We all went in the stands and had the fucking chant and all that.
Yeah, the size of Dante, you're not going to say fucking no, are you?
yeah, exactly, yeah. And yeah, there was a few like what they done was a lot of the some of the customers, the most loyal customers, they invited them down to come down for the day and like you say, all the Terrace Cult staff was there. It was a fucking good laugh, to be honest. You know what I mean? It was we all had a good laugh, yeah. It was we all in, had a bit of a chant. Obviously, we was all exchanging stories, all the football lads. You know what I mean? We had a couple of the lads from London there, and fucking me from up north and that, and the Brummy lad and that. And yeah, there's just a few other fans that was there, and there's a fucking Burnley kid in there, and yeah, it was all right. It was a good mix. We was all fucking singing different songs to each other on the bus. It's all right. Yeah,
that's good that you can do. That's good that you can even fucking do that and all, isn't it?
Yeah, it was touch and go. He might have fucking gone off on the bus. You know what I mean?
I will include. That
would have been like a cage fight.
Yeah.
Well, what it was is it was like the same. Done a bit of a lot of filming, so that should be out that should be out pretty soon. But they've got some new jackets dropping. I think they're dropping this week. But yeah, the club is bang on. Do you know what I mean? And especially the new jackets, it remind me of sort of like, obviously I was round about in the 90s, and I remember the old sprayways and what have you. Yeah. And that's what they reminded me of, the jackets. Yeah, the jackets.
Yeah, the old goals.
I know tonight, so I apologise to Terrace Cult. Both of mine are in the old laundry basket. I thought, fuck's sake. I thought I'd grab one out. They're both in the what? I thought I can't wear one because I'm not going to put on because they're in there with my socks and all sorts. I thought, fuck that. I can't put one on. First time I haven't worn one.
I will include the clip that's on TikTok of all you lot on the stadium chatting, because it is an interesting piece to watch. Okay, gentlemen, that's about all. So we'll be back next week, and there'll be more videos coming from UK Casual soon.
See you next week.